well steered. Not easy.
And that's the type of game that Brad Gilbert has to play if he's got any chance of beating McEnroe. He's got to play him from the baseline, because once McEnroe comes to the net, then he is a dominant person. There again, a very good ground stroke from Brad Gilbert.
And a very good serve. Taking a leaf out of McEnroe's own book. The right-hander in the right court. So he's worked very hard for this game, Gilbert. Great shot, under pressure. We saw yesterday against, or rather the other day against Pernfors, that Gilbert, whenever he gets pulled wide like that, almost invariably goes cross court. It doesn't look as though McEnroe was really expecting it. It's a very good shot, but it suffers from its lack of change, really. Players should get wise to that. Anyway, he worked very hard for that game, Gilbert, and thoroughly deserved it. 2-all, third set. Tough luck.
Ladies and gentlemen, a little quiet, please, whilst the ball's in play. Thank you.
Build up to this serve, almost slow motion, gradually increasing the tempo until the final explosion of power at the end. Oh, that's bad luck. Nearly squeezed a winner out of nothing then. Well, there's the scene outside the arena. You can see the sleet and snow driving down. This does affect your picture. We're sorry about it if you're still getting a bit of interference, but it's awful weather out there. Nice and warm inside. These two players are putting on a real dogfight in the third set. 30-15, McEnroe. Oh, bad luck.
McEnroe quickly going over to point to the mark.
Standing there right on that.
Just to reinforce the fact that he thought the ball was out.
Every call so late.
As Richard Ings, the umpire, no reason to overrule because he thought it was out as well. And it's not the call that...
It makes you sure, you know. It's all right if they call it out, but would I have to anticipate if they're going to call it out? How many people are arguing?
It's just the late call that he's arguing about, not the decision whether it was in or out, just the lateness of it.
So McEnroe ahead, no breaks in this third set, 3-2. So welcome back to the final match of the WCT finals. John McEnroe, Brad Gilbert. No breaks in this third set. John McEnroe leading by 2-0 and playing beautifully. But Brad Gilbert far from down and out. Absolutely dominant at the net, John McEnroe. And he's so quick to get there.
This is his favourite tactic, isn't it, Bill? Coming in on a weak second serve, smothering the net, and here pounding it into the 56th row of the stadium.
Great service. Toss the ball slightly further to the left to achieve that angle. The McEnroe forehand. Something Stefan Edberg does so well. Perfect return of serve, right to the feet. He shouldn't blame himself too much. It was really an inspired return by this man. Difficult to believe he's 30 years old, father of 2 children. Oh, beautiful rally.
The best rally of the match so far. Both players at their absolute maximum. I thought he was going to lob there, but he goes back down the line. But Gilbert anticipates it and lunges at the volley.
Well, McEnroe's really being tested. His volleying is really being tested by some wonderful passing shots here from Brad Gilbert and volleys.
Pity, because he'd set the rally up perfectly for that volley kill, but to no avail. And that's the trouble with Gilbert today. He's been setting himself up well for points, but his execution hasn't been perhaps what it should have been. Difficult playing such a great player with a reputation as John McEnroe.
Well, McEnroe had moved right in, and that disturbs the depth perception of the server, who sees that out of the corner of his eye and doesn't have the usual target to aim for. Break point this to McEnroe for a 4-2 lead. Well, it's domination of varying kinds here by McEnroe. It's domination at the net, it's mental domination and physical, and it's very impressive. Now, to stay in this match, he really needs to break right here.
It's unusual to see McEnroe miss such a fairly basic volley. But I suppose he's got to miss some sometime. Certainly hasn't been missing too many today.
It's surprising, isn't it, Paul, with this fellow he really is a genius on the tennis court, that if he's going to miss a volley, it usually is the easy one.
Yes. We're all prone to that, aren't we, Bill?
I certainly am. Great return.
I think what players tend to do when they play against John McEnroe is they tend to wait with the backhand grip all ready for that swinging serve, anticipating it, and then just automatically going cross court. You've got to make almost a winner of it first time to have any chance of winning the actual point. Good chance here.
So 3 chances right here for Brad Gilbert to break back, which is the thing you must do, particularly in a third set when you're 2 sets to love down, if he's to stay in this match. And this is usually when McEnroe's at his most fearsome.
Against the average competitor, that would have been a difficult volley, wouldn't it, Bill? But to McEnroe, he just makes it look so easy.
Just immaculate, isn't he, on this serve and volley tactic. 2 break points to go. That's a difficult shot. He had to draw the ball across his body. Good serve, swinging into the body. 2 chances gone, 1 left. He's really very hyped up. Now, 3rd break point, 2nd serve. Brilliantly saved by McEnroe again. 3 break points saved so safely.
So frustrating, Bill, for a player when he has his opportunities. He knows he must break McEnroe to keep the psychological balance. Because if you let McEnroe run away with it, then he's going to easily win this set. He must break this serve. Had 3 chances already. Back to deuce.
McEnroe missing with his first serve in this game, rather more than usual. He's done it. Once again, drawing that ball wide of McEnroe. Now a fourth chance for Gilbert. Tough competitor, this. Doesn't give up. Wicked serve that from McEnroe, just missing. Another great return that really was from Gilbert, and McEnroe livid, broken back, 4-3. So welcome back to Eurosport's coverage of the final of the WCT finals in Dallas. And John McEnroe coming out, once again doing up that shoelace, and no doubt brooding quite a lot about the loss of his service in that last game. He could now be 5-2 up, should have been, but for some inspired returns of serve from his opponent, Brad Gilbert. 3-4. And once again, Gilbert whips a return which McEnroe can't handle. "16,000 people plus in that arena, those who've made it through the snow and sleet. And another teasing return, Paul.
Yes, I mean, Gilbert can trade shots with anybody in the game today. He's got very, very good ground strokes. And as we said before, that's the game that he has to try and beat McEnroe with. He must try and stop McEnroe coming to the net. He's a tough competitor, this guy.
Rather wayward backhand, but that backhand of Gilbert's has been so much better in this game than it was against Michael Pernfors in his semi-final. No doubt he's had a bit of practice on his day off.
Talking about practice, Bill, he only had 10 minutes practice before this championship started, being the late reserve for Boris Becker. 10 minutes hit on this Supreme Court, and in he went to beat Stefan Edberg.
Remarkable, isn't it? What Gary did 3 years ago when he won the tournament. I think, Paul, because of that, there's certainly slightly less pressure on Gilbert, because he was not expected to be here at all.
That's right, Bill. The crowd expect McEnroe to win. Gilbert's got everything to play for, and a $200,000 check if he manages to beat this man. We may not see it at the next point, I'm not sure yet, but it'll just be interesting for the viewers to see how far into the net McEnroe gets for his first volley.
Of course, for his second serve, he has more time to get to the net. The ball's slightly longer in the air, but he certainly does close in.
This is where I really object to John McEnroe saying that. He's nowhere near that call, really. Elias was in a far better position than him to see that ball. We can't say exactly whether it's in or out, but
Quiet, please.
McEnroe arguing when he's nowhere near the ball, I find objectionable.
Anyway, he's accepted it. 15 all. That's well threaded through that really very narrow gap.
15-30.
Perfect time. Absolutely perfect time to make a horrible call.
McEnroe almost needs bad calls to get his adrenaline going.
Wonderful return. On the line again.
15-40.
So McEnroe now in trouble. 15-40.
Good return from Brad Gilbert. Steps in with his right foot. Now, we know, having watched this match, he's often had great points and squandered them. He's got to step in on the return of serve and go for the outright winner.
Shaking his head because he thought that serve was good that time, and he would have won the point with the McEnroe netted volley. 15-40, second serve. That's a loose shot from McEnroe to lose that game. Well, that really is extraordinary.
Gilbert leads 5 games to 4.
Well, I find that really a great surprise, don't you, Paul, that McEnroe, who blew up there and didn't fire himself up to take the game and rather lamely gave it away.
Yes, he just lost his concentration, lost his rhythm and his cool for a minute early in that game. It is such a pity that he does object to every single call. I feel rather strongly that he does over-object, but that's perhaps because I've seen McEnroe at his worst in the younger days, although I still do say that he's a great player to watch, and the crowd love to come and watch the competitiveness of his character.
I think it's fair to say, Paul, though, that we're watching a man who's got himself very much more under control. I know we saw that outburst, but that's sort of par for the course, but it wasn't obscene, it wasn't too abusive, it was just anger, I think, and it's much better than what he used to be. Why do you think he's slightly more controlled?
I think one word, Bill, I think fatherhood. Many people have tried to get John McEnroe under control in different ways, but I think it's fatherhood, the responsibility of 2 children. And he also sees himself now at 30 years of age as the torchbearer still of American tennis. And that torchbearer has got to have a bit more responsibility. But Brad Gilbert, great opportunity now to get right back into this match, serving for the 3rd set.
Oh, look at that. Right in the angle. And he made it look so easy.
John McEnroe at his best, always able to pull out the unexpected.
Very sophisticated shot indeed. It not only had topspin, also side spin to bring it in from the tram lines. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Very risky.
He's using every angle on the court now, Bill. McEnroe really hyped up and angry after losing that service break. Look at that angle on that ball. Every part of the court he uses. Great demonstration to the younger players that are perhaps watching this transmission.
beautiful lob too, which Gilbert couldn't handle. I really thought he was going to go down the line. There's Tatum O'Neill sitting alongside the fair-haired man this side who coaches Pam Shriver, Hank Harris.
Now let's just watch this slow motion look, Bill. Well, there's the topspin lob. Very difficult shot to get. As you rightly said, the obvious shot was down the line. But McEnroe does not always play the obvious shot.
Well, this is an absolutely brilliant game by McEnroe. Incredible to break back with such ease. It's a 5-all third set. Gilbert, just a few seconds before serving for the set, is pulled back.
And I think, Bill, that shows the class of McEnroe. When he's found himself on the ropes, he was able to bring out the spectacular.
Gilbert taking full advantage of the net cord, the ball sitting up and begging for him. Makes a wonderful picture, this court with its arena and its colours. Typical WCT arrangement. Very well stage managed, this tournament, by them. Pity it had to end with a net cord. It was a wonderful display of ground stroking from the back of the court. Both men. Tatum O'Neill very excited. Or should we say Tatum McEnroe? Doesn't sound right, does it?
Well, I wish we had a chance to see the whole of that slow motion, but it was a pity that it hit the top of the net. Great play by both players. Terrific variation. Top spin, slice, using all the angles, moving the opponent around the court. Great example of baseline tennis.
Pity. Lifted his head, I thought. And we understand you're still having some trouble with your pictures. It is, I promise you, the weather, the dreadful weather here at Dallas. Sleet and snow, and this does affect the picture on the satellite, and we do apologize. classic stuff, really. Gilbert doing his best. Tatum getting more and more excited. McEnroe staying very cool as he plays classic tennis. Well, this is really terrific stuff as McEnroe takes a 6-5 lead, third set. So hello again with Eurosport's coverage of the final between the man we're looking at, John McEnroe, 2 sets to love up, and 5-6 in the third set in Dallas, Texas, in the final of the WCT event here. Very prestigious event indeed, and the man the other end, Brad Gilbert, putting up a real fight in this third set. 5-6. And for once, McEnroe doesn't reach the ball in time. His court coverage in this match has been just outstanding. McEnroe so quick to seize the first half opportunity.
And Brad Gilbert probably playing the best tennis that he has in the whole of these 3 sets so far. He's trading shots with McEnroe from the baseline, playing good tennis, but he has to beat this man who's now on the top of his form.
So 15 all. 5-6. Win this game, and they've got a tie-break. He's very rarely failed with the return of serve. Rather overdid it that time, rushed the shot. Very short backswing, steers the ball in the correct direction. So McEnroe trademarked that shot, really. He doesn't allow himself too much backswing, but a good long follow through. McEnroe's got wise to the fact that Gilbert, when pulled wide on the forehand, almost invariably goes cross court. McEnroe had it covered. Five, 6 deuce. Good serve. So, good solid play from Brad Gilbert, forcing the first tie-break in this final match. Now come the moments when both players are really hyped up, they're really tense, they're hoping for luck, but they know they mustn't make mistakes. It's a lottery this, isn't it, Paul? That's what they're playing for.
Yes, it's going to be a very tense tiebreak. Often it's the one that gets away for a good start that gains initiative.
And the worst possible start for John McEnroe, who shows his anger.
Will the umpire, Bill, give him a warning for abuse of equipment or abuse of ball? Haven't been many tantrums in this match, so perhaps he won't.
Well, there was no danger to anybody, so Richard Ings, the umpire, has ignored it. But Gilbert now in a good position. If he wins his 2 serves, he'd be 3-love up. Well, if you're broken, the thing to do is to try and break back immediately. And McEnroe makes that look so easy. Gilbert knows he's got to earn every point against McEnroe. He's hardly ever given an easy point. So the first 3 points all broken against serve. Ruining the lost chance. McEnroe 2-1 in the tiebreak. Oh, what a brilliant return off a very good McEnroe swinging serve.
Just look at this returning. The serve is wide, but Brad Gilbert steps over, anticipates where he's going to serve, goes for the outright winner.
So the first 4 points all broken. So Gilbert's next 2 serves will be from opposite ends. And that's sometimes a little bit distracting. The rule still applies indoors, although of course it's far more important out of doors with sun and wind as factors. Oh, beautifully placed. 2-4. I don't give Mr. Gilbert quite so many chances now, Paul, of winning this match.
No, but he's a fighter though, Bill, isn't he? He showed that he can come back when he's been on the ropes, but we really are seeing McEnroe at his best today in these finals. The old vintage McEnroe. Remember all those marvellous tie breaks he used to have at Wimbledon with Bjorn Borg. He's a tough competitor when it becomes into a tie-break situation. He's got the experience.
So Gilbert 2-4. Think it was in?
No, the ball was just called out.
Just wide, was it?
Yes, very close. Should have made the last point. Just watch this carefully. McEnroe anticipates that, and that's the ball. Just called out.
Yes, a shot really that Brad Gilbert should have made, but it's not easy when McEnroe's crowding the net a few feet in front of you to find the gap. 5-2. Well, for once, McEnroe not following his serve right in, staying back and not finding the range.
A lot of tension out here. That's the reason that they're not winning their serves as much as they'd like to do.
So if he wins this point, he'll have 3 match points.
Come on now.
6-3.
Well, Gilbert really now up against it. 3 match points for the WCT Finals title for the 5th time to John McEnroe. That's a record. He's beaten Lendl, he's beaten Borg, he's beaten Connors in these finals here in past years. The best record in WCT history. His wife there feeling the tension too. Oh, what a pity to end it that way. But a very, very worthy winner, joining names like Rosewall, Laver, Newcomb, Lendl, Connors, shaking hands with Richard Ings, the umpire. A tremendous performance, Paul.
Yes, it's nice to see John McEnroe back, Bill, isn't it? He's now won 2 tournaments in a row. Last week he won the tournament at Lyon in France, and this week he's won the WCT title. Great effort from somebody who I believe will climb right back to the top of the rankings tree. I'm sure he'll come in as favourite of Wimbledon, and who knows, perhaps at the end of the year we might see him as the #1 player in the world once again.
And let's not forget Brad Gilbert, a very worthy competitor who's earned $100,000. That's an awful lot more than he would have earned in another tournament he could have played in this week, but called in at the last minute and getting to the final and really putting up a good fight. But John McEnroe, WCT champion again, $200,000, which is small change for him, but it's the title that counts. And so we hope very much that you've enjoyed our coverage over the last 5 days of this WCT event with Eurosport. And from Paul Hutchins and myself, Bill Threlfall, goodbye.